back to the Glazov Gang. I'm Anne-Marie Murrell, National Director, Editor-in-Chief of Politichicks.tv, filling in for Dr. Jamie Glazov. With us tonight we have Dwight Schultz, Morgan Brittany, and Michael Chandler. And I want to say, Dwight once played Chef Mung Dal on the cartoon Chowder, and you could put a speaker set together at age 13.
Oh.
Morgan Brittany?
One of the happiest things that's happened to me in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Putting the speaker set together?
No,
You're only 23?
2 years of Chowder. Was a great cast. And
That's
just
very cool.
Absolutely a delight.
I bet that was
Nicky
fun.
Jones, the kid who played Chowder, I watched him. I mean, his voice changed, and that's why the show went on.
Oh.
He was such a delight.
Oh.
He was such.
Isn't there anything they can do about that?
Yes, there is, but
I don't want to talk about
Here we
it.
go.
You don't want to talk about it. Okay.
All right.
Right.
Morgan Brittany starred in The Wild Women of Chastity Gulch.
Oh, please.
Joan
Joan Collins.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Michael Chandler, you're a Jimi Hendrix fan, and you used to have a huge afro.
I did. Back in the day. I'm still trying to play my guitar, though.
What happened to the afro? I want to see that.
Well,
You need to
time
have
exerts
pictures
its
of
toll on all of us.
Please.
All right, Obamacare. The taxes and fees and fines are coming. Yay!
oh, gee, it's Christmas.
So exciting, I know.
Well, can I keep my doctor, though? Is that all right?
Well, sure you can.
Okay,
You can
good.
keep whatever you want.
Okay.
Don't believe anything
No?
you hear about Obamacare.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Nothing, one way or the other. We're going to have a $2 per person policy fee, 2.3% medical device tax increase. If you make $250,000 or more, you're going to get a 0.9 Medicare surtax on top of lots and lots more
Oh,
just
yeah.
surprises and things coming out of the box. Dwight, so many people believed and still believe Obamacare is free. What's going to happen when all these
Surprise!
people find out that they're going to be paying for this? It's not free.
Well, you see, first of all, there aren't that many people who I think have actually signed up for Obamacare.
Right.
Most of them have
Right.
gone on to Medicaid, and so the states are going to be paying for their health care, so they won't be dealing with it. Most of the unions have all had a waiver, and then a lot of people are going to be getting money from the government as a subsidy.
Well, Obama signed up for it. Though.
Yeah, oh, well,
so he'll be on.
that was
well,
a reason.
He
that
didn't
was-
do it
but-
himself. His underlings
Yeah.
signed him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The real issue here is going to be the fact that all of the fees that anybody who did sign up for Obamacare are going to find out that the fees are the money that they saw, the figures that they saw are going to have to be drastically changed, because the people who were supposed to be signing, was it 8 million people that were supposed to have signed up for it? Since we only have about 500,000. The fees are going to go, they're going to end up paying twice as much as they now are shocked about paying. It's going to be a disaster upon disaster upon
Epic
disaster.
proportions.
It is. This is going to be, the one thing it is going to be a major catastrophe, because we're going to be left with no system. That's really, and that's what they're hoping for.
And Morgan,
It's going to be chaos.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Morgan, what about the single-payer system? You've said before that's
Many
where
times.
this is headed. Now,
Yes.
if they believe in a, why not just revamp Medicare? Make that the one-payer system. Why didn't they do that and include pre-existing people if that's what they really wanted
Because
to
they
do?
knew people wouldn't go along with it. They knew it, so they had to be underhanded and devious and push this thing through, knowing
This
that it would.
administration?
Oh yeah, no, Shh.
No.
Yeah, shocking.
Shocking.
Who would have thought?
But that's exactly what they want. They've all said it in their own words. Nancy Pelosi, all of them have said it, that they want a single payer. It's going to take us time to get there. We're not going to get there right away, but we will get there. Now, the thing that I think that they're underestimating, I think they thought that the base of the young people that voted for Barack Obama were going to just eat this up alive and say, oh, yes, this is great. I'm going to pay for all the old sick people. Ha, wrong. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
And they're not signing up. And the thing that people are really going to get shocked about is this penalty that they're going to have to pay, which the first year is not quite so bad.
Well,
but
it's
you
not-
get into...
The first year is $95 per person,
or-
or 1% of your
Right,
family. The
right.
second year is $325 per person, or 2%. 2016, $695 per person, or 2.5 of your family income.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And people are going
And
to
they
start.
need 2.7 million 18 to 35-year-olds in order for this to work
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
not going to happen.
It's not
That's not
happening.
going to happen. It's beer pong. You know, they don't care about health care. No.
They will when they find out that they even the $95 for a lot of these 28, 29 struggling kids.
Oh yeah.
When they find out they even have to pay $95. They're going to freak out.
No, I can't wait until, like the first of the year,
This time
and
next
people
year.
go into their doctors and say, I want my free health care.
Yeah.
What do you mean I have to pay for health? What?
I know.
I can't
What
wait.
do you mean I'm not signed up?
That's
Well,
right.
that
They're
too,
going to
yeah,
find
right,
out
yeah.
also that waiting lines and the reduction of
Right.
doctors is also going to be a shock. And they're already restive, shall we say. A less delicate term occurs to my mind, but I'll use the word restive. When you think of the unemployment that is borne by the 27-year-old crowd or so, they're still living at home with mom, sleeping
right.
on the sofa in the basement. They can't get a job. They have school tuition debts.
That's right.
And now they're going to find that they're the cash cow to subsidize dear old grandpa. And now what are they going to do?
And listen,
They're not going to be happy.
and they're doing away with the 99 weeks of unemployment, which
As
used to be
well they should.
Yeah, well, as well they should. But I guarantee Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats were depending on that continuing, so that these young people who are unemployed and cannot find work
Right.
would pay.
Well, now-
It was a circular thing.
Right.
That
And-
the unemployment would be used to fund Obamacare, all a shill, all a sham.
Oh, yeah.
None of it real.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fake, and it will all crash.
This new thing, too, that's happened because small businesses are trying to survive, they've had to cut back their hours to part-time.
Sure.
What we're going to start seeing, and I'm already seeing it in my young people's lives, there are no full-time jobs. They're finding part-times. Most kids are working 2 part-time jobs.
right.
And college degree guys, they're not able to get full-time jobs. There
I
are
know.
no. It's all going to be a series of part-time
Did
jobs.
anybody here see the machine which makes 500 quality hamburgers?
McDonald's.
Ow.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
you need no people to work in a fast food restaurant.
Whoa.
This machine makes the hamburgers, and
Instead of
they're
paying
gorgeous.
$15 an hour for a part-time
And
kid.
this is
yeah.
what's going this is what's going to happen. Well, up in Washington now. I think in Seattle. Yes, there's a woman who's a socialist who's demanding $15
Yeah.
an hour.
Oh, right,
Yes.
That
right,
passed.
right.
You wait.
Yes.
That passed.
Yeah, well, you wait till all those jobs disappear that
Yeah.
she's talking about. You wait.
Morgan,
Wow.
how are small businesses going to survive when they've been trying to prepare for years now? What's going to happen when the actual tsunami of Obamacare hits America? What do you think?
They're not going to be able to do it. Either they're going to go out of business and they're going to decide to just shut their doors and say it's not worth it. Or they're going to lay people off. They are. It's going to be unemployment, and they're going to scale down to nothing, or they're going to automate, just like you said. I mean, this is where it's going. So, they're just imploding our system. That's what they're doing. Instead of helping this country, they're just wrecking it. They're taking a wrecking ball to it.
And
I was
Michael,
look- I was-
doctor. Yeah.
the
Let's talk
concept-
about doctors too. What are you seeing about happening with doctors in America? What's going to be the trend?
Well, first of all, the baby boomers, like myself, are all reaching that age where they can consider retirement. Those who are doctors and have reached that stage, with this additional pressure upon them, will now say, well, I've come this far, I don't need to go any further, I can retire now.
Yeah.
And large numbers are going to leave the medical profession, whether
Sure.
they're doctors or anesthesiologists or cardiologists or
That's right.
pediatricians. They're all going to leave. Well, that's going to leave a big vacuum for people who are looking for service, and now there's nobody to provide them.
Yep.
And you can exacerbate that problem by the hospitals, because if the hospitals are forced to take in and serve those who have whatever kind of need they have, and they don't have either the personnel nor the funding to accommodate this new demand, as Dwight says, this is going to stress the system in ways that cause implosion.
Yeah.
And in similar ways, in a different realm, look at manufacturing. If the manufacturer, the small manufacturer who makes glasses, for example, can now make them with 3D, and he can
Yeah.
essentially
Yeah.
print a glass,
That's right.
instead of hiring Mike and Dwight to make forms and
Yep.
pour liquids. Now, 2 more jobs go away, and he just presses a button, and a glass
There
comes
it
forth,
is.
or 400 glasses come forth.
That's right.
What happens to employment? What happens to taxes? Because if you pay me to make glasses, and now I'm not there, the taxes on my wages that I would pay to L.A. County and the state of California and Washington, D.C., all that goes away. Less money flows.
You know
Not
what?
good.
I got a question for Jamie. Where are all those Canadians going to go to get their health care now?
Exactly.
Where are they going to
And
go?
the UK and most of Europe.
That's right. Everybody used to come to America to get the
right.
best
This
health
is a
care in the world.
world-destabilizing system. This is the attack of the left. Everything the left touches, every society that it sets its roots into, is debilitated. It's not immediately collapsed, but it collapses progressively, no pun intended, over time. And that's what's happening here.
That's right. Our theme song should be that Miley Cyrus song, Wrecking Ball. Right? Exactly.
And now I have that image in my head.
Oh,
Thank
I
you,
know,
Morgan.
I know.
Twerking.
Don't think about twerking.
No. We're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about another kind of nutso guy, Kim Jong-un.
What a guy.
Over the Christmas
Oh,
holidays,
my.
he said that he is preparing for war without notice. Satellite photos show that North Korea is restarting their plutonium reactors. And in a drunken rage, allegedly, he killed his uncle. He executed his uncle and some staff members. Is he insane? Is he a viable threat, Dwight? Is he just
Well,
nutso?
listen, I don't think anything is out of the question in this situation. You could, in a totalitarian society, which it really is, it is the ultimate Orwellian society in which Big Brother talked to you through a speaker in your kitchen every morning, where many people were eating their unborn children to survive. This man could very well start World War III or detonate a nuclear weapon and destroy South Korea very easily. I don't think it's beyond. Now, he may be assassinated before he gets there. Who knows? Let's hope there's somebody with some semblance of intelligence in North Korea. But the Chinese are very happy to see destabilization because we have a lot of soldiers there. The Japanese are afraid, and the Chinese are happy if we are unsettled and the Japanese are unsettled. So we're playing with fire. This is a very dangerous situation.
Now, here's a scenario. On, I think, January 8th, Dennis Rodman is bringing 11 of his buddies. They're going to have an
Yes.
exhibition match for Kim Jong-un's
He's a
birthday.
national statesman.
There
isn't he?
you go.
What if, now here's a scenario, Morgan, what if he's a double agent and he's actually really, really intelligent and he's going there to assassinate?
Whoa, who?
Dennis
Wait,
Rodman.
then is he going to wear his wedding dress?
All right, well, okay, let's say this.
I don't know.
Okay, that's of
That's a
course,
stretch.
that's of course a stretch.
Wow.
But what if he's really going there, even after this drunken rage with Kim Jong-un?
Well, he's
now,
a friend.
Dennis
It's his
likes
friend.
to party, and so does
I
Kim
know- I
Jong-un.
know.
What if he gets drunk and kills and sets an example and shows
Catastrophic.
America how?
Catastrophic. Because then the
What
North
would
Korean
stop him?
military system could legitimately say, so an American has killed our head of state, we will not tolerate this, and they will unleash the dogs of war.
Yeah.
And with all the artillery tubes they have and tanks they have, they could rush the border, the DMZ, and
Yeah, they're
assault
crazy
Seoul and Incheon and all the rest of that. And even though we have forces both in Korea and in Japan, that would be a terrible fight. I go back to Dwight's excellent point. The Chinese are looking to redefine the entire Pacific region. America has been demobilizing its military for 20 years. We're
Right.
down to, what, 240 ships or something? Same thing with our aircraft. Most of our planes are 35 years old. People don't think about that. Think about refueling. They don't
That's
think
right.
about any of that stuff. Now we're moving forces away from Okinawa to Guam. The point is, we are weak in the Pacific. China is perfectly happy to let North Korea rattle the West's cage. They've already fired missiles across right over Japan and splashed them down on the other side. That scares everybody because if China can't control North Korea, who can?
Well, I think he wants something. I think he's rattling the cage because he wants something. I don't know what it might be, but we always give it to him, don't we?
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. And that, I mean,
Should
the
we
guy's
allow
crazy.
someone like Dennis Rodman to go there?
How could you prevent it?
You can't really. Sean Penn
As
used to
a-
go visit Chavez,
Well,
right?
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If they're crazy enough to do it and they're crazy enough to go, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say in a situation like that. I just don't. I don't know where his mindset is. You know?
Who, Dennis Rodman? Or
Yeah.
Kim, yeah,
I
either
mean,
one
I
of
don't.
them.
I just.
I think that's
just
where they're
don't.
friends.
But
He's like,
remember,
"Could
this
very
is,
well be."
this is the same country that is providing the Iranians with technology for intercontinental ballistic missiles. So
exactly.
exactly.
They have
So
for
Yeah.
30 years?
yes, and they were responsible for the Syrian reactor, which the Israelis destroyed. So there are many things to think about. You do not know what's going on behind the scenes right now in the Middle East because of them,
This is where a vibrant, active, neutral press is essential.
and we have none.
All those facts are known and provable, but if media sits on those things and the American public is largely unaware that North Korea has been subsidizing and testing its devices and tunneling technology with the Palestinians so they can tunnel under the border into Israel. North Korea is a much larger player on the world stage than people give them credit for. They think,
They're
Kim
crazy.
Jong-un, he's just a nut, big deal, and they just kind of blow him off, when in
Right.
fact he is destabilizing in very many ways, and he could be the trigger to unleash war, first in a regional sense and then into a larger world
sure.
sense.
They
But
said
I-
the same thing about Hitler.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They did.
Yeah.
He's just a nut.
But I just guarantee you, most of the American people probably don't even know where North Korea is. I mean,
today.
as sad as that is, and as sad as that sounds, they probably don't even know there's an issue there. You know.
Well, guys, we have one more minute. Before we go, I want to make your predictions for 2014. What do you think we'll be talking about in the Glazov gang this time next year, Dwight?
I think it's pretty much going to be the same. We're going to be talking about the destabilization of the American dollar, of our economy, the fact that the media in this country kept from the American people the economic news, which is dire, very dire. I mean, we have very few people in the workforce. I think it's...
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
the
labor rate-
statistics
Yeah, the
are
space
really
rate is-
bad.
yes, it's like
The
from
lowest
the
in
70s.
40 years
Yeah.
or something.
And this is the catastrophe. It's catastrophe.
Morgan, Michael, real quickly.
Well, I hope, and I really do hope, that we take back the Senate and we hold on to the House, and we can be sitting here at least with a little semblance of hope going forward that things are going to change, because I think the American people have had it, and I really do. I mean, at least half of them have anyway, and hopefully they'll get to the polls and they'll make a change.
I hope that that two groups in particular will wake up. One is the religious community, and one is the minority community, because both of them have been abused in profound ways by this administration and its acolytes across the Senate and House. If these people vote the way that they should, to speak arrogantly, vote in their own interests, then a real sea change will occur in American politics. And many of the liberals who currently hold office on fraudulent bases will be replaced with people who think clearly for a
And
change.
the pendulum does swing, Anne-Marie.
Absolutely.
It does.
It sure does. That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining us on the Glazov gang. And
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year.